I have a Sequoia sempervirens with a height of about 70 feet, a trunk diameter at 4.5 feet of about 36 inches. At the base it is in excess of 6 feet. It really swells. There's a large burl at the base. The foliage on the tree looks extraordinary. It looks really, really good. That's an indicator that the tree has received a lot of rainfall, which is evident for the season that we've got. She also informed me that adjacent to this tree, I'm going to guess within 10 feet, there was another large redwood tree, and that would explain why it's a one-sided tree that they had to remove. And she also indicated that there was extensive stump grinding that was done. She said 2 full truckloads of stump grindings were hauled away, which tells me that they ground out this entire area to enable new landscaping, which severed all the side roots for this tree. So I'm concerned about destabilization. The fact that the tree has a lot of healthy foliage does not mean that it has a strong intact root system on this side. She also informed me that there was a sewer dug right here, and this went straight out to the street. That would put it about 16 feet from the tree. So that was a 4-foot trench that went all the way out to the street. So all the roots on this side of the tree were severed, and that was 3 years ago. This whole change in the tree's root destabilization happened within the last 3 years. The tree has a little bit of a lean to it, and it also has a number of limbs that failed during the last 2 storms. This was the first storm, this was the second storm. Now, my observation of the tree shows that the tips of all these branches are all excessively heavy. They're like big witches' brooms. And this tree, actually I remember seeing this tree at one time, was stripped out. All the branches were stripped out and all the foliage was left out on the ends, which creates a maintenance problem, and also it makes the limbs heavier than they should be. Now, a redwood tree should be more like these across the street, long narrow branches, and if you strip all the foliage on the inside all the way out to the tufts, then they end up doing this. And if you start tipping some of the branches, then that'll also cause sometimes an excessive amount of foliage and branching. You can see there's still one broken limb up in the tree. So she has 2 options here. We can either prune the tree, and in pruning, I'm not talking about cleaning it out from the inside, I'm talking about going from the outside in and taking each of these limbs with the bucket truck and going out and taking 1 or 2 of the excessive end weight branches. And some of these where they double up or triple up, you've got to take 1 or 2 of the tips out. So the question is the tree safe? I can't say. But I think there's enough information here to say that it could potentially go down. And if it goes down, the likelihood of it falling based upon all the weight and the destabilization would be right across the neighbor's yard, which would be a shame because there's some beautiful trees over there too. Finally, when this tree was planted, which I'm guessing to be about 60 years old, and that's based upon the ages of these homes in this area, this tree was planted on a mound. And that's really not the best way to plant a redwood tree. Redwoods are typically, hillside trees or down in hollows. If you plant them up high, then the roots kind of grab the surface of the mound and they're not seated as well. So a lot of this is conjecture and guessing as to what the root system is like.